Should we get the negatives out of the way first?
Why not? Fire away.
A lot of penalties, a couple of ones that extended drives for Lafayette. Talk about maybe the issues that were going on.
There are issues, all right. I don't. You over here. We just seem to be a team that's committed a lot of penalties this year, and it's cost us in some situations. I know we had 13 in this game, and as I've said over and over again, week after week, that there's penalties that are going to happen during the course of the game, and there's ones that we can avoid by playing smart football. And the ones that happen during the course of the game you don't like, but you can live with. The ones that are not smart, we've got to continue to grind away and find a way to eliminate those, because it's not good football. It's not what we want to be as a team.
Were you guys caught off guard by the flea flicker on the first play from Lafayette at all? In the secondary?
Yeah, a little bit. We knew what the call was. It was just eye discipline. All we had to do was lock on our man like we were supposed to do. It was just all eye discipline.
And we were in quarters coverage, right?
Yeah.
And the corner's responsibility on that is to replace when the safety's getting cracked, and the guy went in to crack on the safety, and the ball was handed off, and it was a good call by them. I mean, we were in aggressive coverage. We're trying to get nine men into the box to stop the run, and that was our primary, goal of the game. So, they made a good call. They executed it. So, we got it correct.
There were a number of big plays during the game. The first one was from Carlton, the 63-yard run. I mean, how does it feel to the team continually turns to you and you just provide these sort of electrifying runs, and you had another great game, over 175 yards.
Right. It means a lot. Obviously, the guys. It's what we work for all year round. So when they call your number, and they're expecting you to come through for them, you obviously want to put your best foot forward and execute. The line did a great job. We put on those guys' backs, and they executed. I mean, there's not much more to say. They came off the ball. They blocked really well pretty much throughout the game. So, we felt like, we called the play, and we felt like we saw something. We saw something within the defense, and, we were able to break it. So it's a good feeling anytime the coach calls your number in a particular situation to come through. So,
Carlton, on that play, it looked like you went into a pile of people, and then all of a sudden,
right.
Were you tackled in? Were you jostled in there? Were you close to going down, or what was it like in there?
Yeah, what happened was, it was a power play. We had a puller come around. Puller, I read his block, he kicked out, and so I tried to, hit up in there, positive yards, and I ended up running back Chris, the center, Chris Watkins, and the guys, I guess, because he was blocking as well. He was on the man, engaged on the man, and then there's a guy, so I ran back at him. So, and that guy, I guess, tried to reach out, but he didn't quite get me. So I was like, all right, I'm still up. So I just ran to the outside, and then, wide receivers out there, wide receivers as well, did a great job blocking on perimeter all game. So that was big. So there was just one guy out there to beat, and I just kept running. So.
Ryan, with John watching on the sidelines, you had the fifth longest pass in Fordham history. Your 89-yard touchdown to Ryan. Was it kind of like, I can do this too, anything you can do? Like, I'm just as good. You may be an NFL quarterback.
I mean, I didn't really think about that during the game. John came over to me before the game and said something to me, and I've been close with John over the last couple of years. We exchange text messages sometimes, so I've talked to him. And I didn't think I was trying to one-up him on the sideline or anything like that. But that long pass play, that was all Brian. He made the catch and then scooted up the sideline, made everyone miss. So but John's he's a good guy. He said great game after the game, so it's awesome.
Was it blown coverage, or was it a design streak like that?
I don't really know. I saw the safety try and undercut the ball and try and catch it. I knew he wasn't going to get to it, though. I don't know why he did that, but
they play base.
Yeah, hilarious.
They play a lot of cover one man free, and then they play a variety of variations of cover two. And then what happened on that? They went to their cover two look, and we had our number 2 receiver running out route, and the flat defender jumped in, and then we had a post in the corner combination. So essentially, Nick Calvert did a good job
I think the
running
post
the
was
post.
up in
Yeah.
his house.
He ran the post, and that took the safety out of there, and that freed up Brian. It was a good throw on time. It was good.
So last weekend in the second half, you guys only put up 3 points, and then this week you really seemed to have a lot of success in the second half. What kind of adjustments did you make to make sure that you didn't have a poor second half you did last week?
And the streak continues. Every Patriot League game and every game against Ivy League competition we played this year has been decided by a touchdown or less. So, we've been up at going into the half, numerous times this year, and we've been harping on ways and trying to figure out, what would make us more effective in the second half. And this week we just decided as a team that we're not going to talk about the second half. We're not going to talk about the play before. We're not going to talk about the play after. We're going to focus on the play that we're playing, and winning that play and moving on to the next one. So I think the guys could probably expand on it. That our focus was narrowed. We had singleness of purpose. We were concentrating, just taking it one play at a time, and then moving on from there. Instead of coming out of halftime and saying, all right, it's a second half, we've got to do this, or we've got to do that throughout a span of 2 quarters, we were just focused on one play at a time, and I think it helped. I think we came out and played better in the second half in all 3 phases of the game.
You guys are unbeaten at home, and this win clinches a winning record for the first time since, I believe, 2007. In your first season, what does it mean to have this team experience this success?
To me, I just feel so good for the senior class. They've done everything we've asked of them as a coaching staff. They've gone above and beyond the call of duty, and they've just really, taken this program, to new heights this year. And I think they've set the stage for what we're going to be as a program. So all week I've talked about I want it for the senior class, for these senior captains, and for them to be able to walk out of Fordham University as winners. It means the world to me, and I feel it means the world to them, and it sets the stage for what we're going to do in the future.
After the interception on the sidelines, the defense rallied around you, and what was going on in that sort of celebration? Was that the point where you guys really put the nail in the coffin in terms of the game?
I think so. I think that was definitely a turning point in the game. When I came to the sideline, coaches always say, celebrate with your teammates, celebrate with your teammates. So whenever we make a good play, no matter who it is on the defense, it's a team effort. It's not just one person.
I think the second half performance by the defense was tremendous. The 10 kid's an unbelievable player. He's a great receiver, and he caught a bunch of balls in the first half. And I think we made some good adjustments defensively in the second half, and we challenged our guys to come out and play and cover them. And I think the way the defense came out in the second half and responded to the challenge, I think the offense and the special teams kind of fed off of that energy, and I think it was a great team win. But I thought the defense did a great job in the second half.
So it's like to not have Mike Martin is obviously pretty important piece of the defense. Was like that.
Best player on the team.
Yeah.
Jordan?
Coach always tells us, Coach Moorhead and Coach Blackwell, if someone goes down, the next man in has to do as good or better of a job. Losing Mike was obviously big because he is the center point of our defense. I think he is our best player. But the guys that stepped up, Kasim and Stephen Hodge, they both did a great job today, stepping in and doing as good or better of a job.
And I think it's key when we had our team meeting last night, before we left for the day, we made those 2 guys stand up in the team meeting. Forbes stood up and Hodge stood up, and we told them, hey, we expect you to go in and play as good or better than Michael. And we talked about in the locker room today before the game that if you're looking to find some motivation for the game or something to get yourself going, just look over at Mike on the sideline, the guy who's getting down to his last 2 games of college football, and think about how badly he would want to be out there. And also with today being having Ty Campbell, his parents be honorary captains, we talked about that as a way to draw strength for the team today. So there was plenty to be motivated for. The kids did a good job.
Anything else? Great. Thanks, guys. By the way, Anthony.